Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to be showing you how to make this, well, not model, but texture in Blender 2.8. So this goes to people that, you have a client and they give you a model and it's not really textured, you have to do the texturing on your own, and you can go for something realistic or just good. Then that's who this tutorial is for. So let's go ahead and open up Blender. Let's open up ROBLOX Studio first and look for a morph. We'll already have them, but go to Studio, type in morph, and export or use whatever someone gives you. It's really self-explanatory as that. This is not a basic tutorial. I will not be going over hotkeys like that. Like, I won't be showing you how to Shift A make a box and Tab edit mode extrude a box. Nope, I will not be showing that. So we're going to just jump right into it. Press A, X, and delete. Next, let's import our model. Let's go to File at the top, Import, Wavefront OBJ, and let's go to Desktop where I saved mine. It's under AMR2. I'm going to be texturing two different morphs. So yeah, anyway, AMR2, let's import that. And when you import, make sure it's on split, so that way your model is all split together. You don't have everything just conjoined into one. So next thing we need to do is set up our lighting. Okay, you want to have some decent lighting to preview your texture. So let's open this up at the top left. Actually, let's go back. I'm going to close this timeline. Top left, drag out, open up shader mode. Look, if you have a hard time following along, then you will have to go watch some basic tutorials. Just go on YouTube, type in Blender Basics, or watch Blender Guru's series tutorials. Like, trust me, if you dedicate yourself to a week of watching that, you'll fly by, bro. You will understand everything I say very easily. So anyway, let's go ahead and to top, let's go into world mode. Let's Shift A, add an image texture, and open up HDR. If you don't know where to get an HDR, just go on Google, type in HDR Haven, and download anything. Don't grab a 4K or 8K or 16K textures. It is pointless. Well, you can go 4K, but just don't go 8K. It's pretty dumb. It's not necessary. Anyway, drag this into the color. Let's go to the shader modes at the top, viewport shading, and let's go to Eve. So go to your render properties, render engine, cycles. I said Eve, cycles. Yep. Go on GPU compute, and oh whoops, so instead of image texture, let's delete this and Shift A, environment texture, and put that back in. Let's open back up our HDR, and oops, HDR Haven. I'm going to use this. Yep. Now we don't want this background in the way, so let's just go to film and render properties and check transparency, and boom, just like that. Well, I'm not liking this HDR. I'm going to go with something different. Okay, I like this. It's softer. So basically, just download a bunch and test it out. Test out different HDRs. Make sure it's organized so you can switch easily. Just the general tip. Now let's add some lights. So let's go to top here, 3D viewport, Shift A, and grab a light, and let's move it up. Now the most commonly used lighting in when it comes to character renders is to 1, have an HDR, 2, have some rim lights, and that's really it. Lights on the side, lights in the front, or soft light in the front, light on top. It's all really experimentation to what looks good. Okay, you aren't in ROBLOX, you aren't held to that much of a technical standard in 3D, so you can really get away with experimenting in a lot. I'm gonna put this back some. You don't have to go strictly off my lighting. You can always just experiment on your own and just play around, RZ -90, and this one's going to be brighter. This will be considered a rim light. See how it's hitting the rim of the character? That's the rim light. Yep, so let's see. like that. Maybe add one more on top. Face him. Make it white. And bring this straight down a lot, and I'm just going to start from here and slowly go up so I find something I like. Maybe bring it in closer. Press the decimal on your numpad to zoom into something. See, I'm really just experimenting, and that's kind of it. So 0, I like it at 10. So whoops, and go ahead and save the file whenever you want to. Join my Discord if you want the project file. It's like I have it embedded, so you don't have to download anything except the file. It's already all set up, including the textures. So what's this? Bam tut. So yeah, save that. And I'm going to up my samples. So if you're noisy, you don't really like how it looks, go in your viewport, type in like 100 or 200. I'm just going to go to 500 because I can. Yeah. So next thing you want to do is you want to select all these lights and put it in a group for organization purpose. So select them all, shift select to select multiple, press M, new collection, name of lights. Done. And then we're going to go to this filter top and click this, and we want to uncheck it for the lights. So that way we don't accidentally move our lights. Yeah. I don't really use this a lot because I'm really experimental and I always change the light. But if you're good with your setup, you don't want to touch a light accidentally or anything, just do that. See if you can't select the light. Good. So now we move on to the actual texturing. Let's go to Google and let's type in let's see, robot art, sci-fi armor. And we're going to basically get a reference of what we're going to try to achieve. This is why references are very important. Say you were going for a really sleek look like this. Well, first off, your model will need to be good. Okay, you can't achieve, like, good models really help, and it's kind of the basis. Okay, it really is. Like, sometimes you just can't get away with a bad model, and you're not the one to blame. It's your client or whatever you get from studio, you know. I mean, go ahead and learn how to model if if you want to. It's really hard. But yeah, what am I looking for? A decent texture that we can reference. Sci-fi armor. Oh hey, look, here's my thing. It's so old though. Okay, I had a reference yesterday. Let me go to my desktop. Okay, here we go. So you see what I got, right? I looked for something with wear and tear. And that's just that's something you want to do, you know. So I'm gonna set this here, go back in shader mode. So first off, for this material we want it to be metallic. So object, we're just gonna bring the metalness all the way up because it's metal. Okay, step 1. Next, we're going to need to import a surface imperfection for this. See how this right here, this scratches, that's a surface imperfection, you know. All right there. So what you want to do is go to CCO and grab a surface imperfection. So just go here, and it's all free, everything's free here. Shout out to these people, or just one person. Let's go to categories. I'm already here. Surface imperfection. Grab some scratches too. I mean, you really want to download it all because it's really good quality. Not everything, just the surface imperfections and the scratches. If you download all this, like, you're gonna need a lot of space on your hard drive. So let's go with this right here, like this. I already have it downloaded, so just download that, get the 2K version or 1K depending on how you want to optimize your scene and what you can handle. So I'm just going to shift A, image texture, and open textures. And where is it? CCO. Oh, where is my CCO at? Oh, there we go. Okay, surface imperfects. I'm going to go to thumbnail view. Here we go. Okay. So first off, you have to make sure the UV is right. You do this with every single model you import, okay? So always put any texture you import, put it into the surface. See how it looks. See if it's too big, too wide. So select your surface imperfection image texture. Press Ctrl T to add these nodes right here. If it doesn't work for you, go to preferences, go to add-ons, and look for node wrangler, and check that. Okay, let's go to object. Let's use box right here, and box, set this to non-color, set our scale to 3. Something's going on. Well, that's weird. Let's put it back to UV. See, yeah, UV's not working. Could you see this? That's dumb. Oh, let's set this Z to 3. Let's put it back to object. See, yeah, that's better. That's better. Let's make it 5, 5, 5. So you really experiment. It's going to be different for every model. So yeah. Let's add a brightness contrast, or you can use a color ramp, RGB curves, or brightness contrast. I switched it up a lot, so yeah. Oh, that's why. Okay, so look, what we want to do is we want to select one part of the metal and select linked and link materials. This is so odd. Uh-oh. I did not have this problem yesterday. Object data. Did I switch it up for some reason? I don't know what I did. Yep, I did. Okay, so just select this one and object. Select linked and material. There we go. Then press hold on. Just select this one and press the correct one, and Control L material. Okay, there we go. Now let's redo what we did. So set this to object, set this to box, and there we go. Much better. Okay, then add the brightness contrast again. Alright, and we're going to do more with that later, but we just want to make sure it fits right on our object or morph. So let's plug this into the roughness. Plug the BSDF back into the surface, and as you can see, that is way too strong, so let's delete this and let's go with a color ramp. Let's plug this into the FAC and plug this into the roughness, and let's also set up a camera view. So find a good spot for your character, Shift A, look for camera, then press Control Alt 0 on numpad, and under right here, since this is a single character render, we're going to go with a 1:1 ratio, aspect ratio. So I think we just do that in render properties. No, yep, we do it under output properties. So let's just make this, or 1080, yep, 1080 by 1080. Let's go back to 3D viewport and select the camera, go into local mode and local mode up here, and just zoom out, bring it down, just have it fit in the frame, and simple as that. Let's go back to 3D viewport. Let's go back to shader editor, select these eyes, let's just remove the material, add a new one, make it a emissive, make it red, and bring it up a little bit. You don't want it to be just completely white, you know, you want some red tint in it. Yep, there you go. Alright, what next? We're adjusting our roughness right now, so let's go back to the roughness And basically, if it's where it's black, that means it's completely reflective. Where it's white, it's completely rough. So let's bring this up. Let's bring the black up because I don't want it completely reflective anywhere. A little too much. I'm gonna break it down. Bring the white down. Okay. There we go, like that. I'm gonna bring the white up a little more. It's all experimentation, that's all. So let's just go with that. Alright, next we're going to just add some bump. So basic bump for metal. So let's press Ctrl B. If you're having a hard time rendering the whole thing at once, just press Ctrl B and zoom in on one area. You know, you can go smaller if you want to. This is the best way. I used to do this a lot, but I'm good, so Ctrl Alt B to undo it. Let's go and Shift A, add a bump node. And then let's Shift A, add a what am I looking for? Noise. Yep, we're gonna add some small scale noise. The basis of texturing. So let's put this into the surface and just bring the scale up a lot. Very small scale. Shift D to duplicate, add another add a mix RGB because we're going to mix them together. Then plug this into the surface viewport, and let's make this one lower on the scale like this. Yep, and bring the distortion up just a little bit, Bring the detail up to 16. Shift D again. Oh well, let's put these together. So bada boom, bada bow. Put this into the surface and let's see how it looks. So just zoom all the way in. Let's see, and multiply. See, overlay or screen. Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna go with lighten. Okay, and let's Shift D again, select the noise texture, Shift D, put this in, and bring the scale down a lot more. Yep, just like that. And oh, when following tutorials, you don't have to go for the exact value. Okay, see, I just went down and I just found what might look good. That's all you do. You don't copy the person's exact value unless you probably like it's necessary, like for a material, like say you need the exact IOR number, but yeah, or the transmission etc. But sometimes you don't have to get the exact thing. You're gonna spend a lot of time the necessary filing a tutorial, so just go for taking what's important. And what's important is I'm having 3 different layers of noise: small scale, medium, and large scale noise. And all these are going to flow together into our bump map and give us a nice secondary bump. Because even after that, we're going to add some scratches over it. So yeah, add another mix RGB and plug this into the color 1, plug this into color 2. See how it looks. So I'm going to keep this on mix because I want to control how much of this noise is being used. Turn it all the way down, it's not using any. Bring it up some, it's using some. Okay. Next, let's go to back to CCO. Let's grab a scratches. So where is it at? Where's scratches? Just download this. It looks terrible. I'd rather get this. Or this. So you get a 2K or something, and I know I have scratches in here. Shift D. Whoops, wrong thing. Shift A, image texture. Open. Let's look for textures. CCO, scratches. Do I not have it in here? I guess I have to download it. Okay. So I'm gonna go to 2K version. And now I wait. There we go. So let me just copy this address. Boom. And let me just put this in here. I'm just gonna extract. You want to make categories to make it all what's the word? Organized, yeah. Okay. And now we have our scratches, so I'm gonna double click this and Control C and just Control V back in Blender in the address and just grab it and boom, and make it non-color too. So now we're going to add another mix RGB. Put this into 1, put this into 2, this into surface. Select this and press Ctrl T. And we're going to do what we did with this over here. So put it in object. And let's use a box. And I'm really going to lower how much of it is being used. So let's go lighten or overlay. I think screen would work better because as you can see, multiply, hex, no, not a multiply. I mean, you can try, but I'm going to roll with screen and just bring it all the way up. Then I can just control how it's used, use any, use all of it. So, and then we're going to organize all this. And Control S to save and plug this into the strength. Plug that into the normal, plug that into the surface. Let's remove our roughness for now, just to test the bump. Oh, whoops, don't put it into the strength, put it into the height. And as you can see, that boy way too strong. So let's bring it down. Down a lot. Again, this is a secondary bump, so it's really subtle. See how it looks from outside. Okay, yeah, I like that, I like that. Let's see. I'm going to bring it down to 0.3. But yeah, that's pretty much it for that part. And now we're going to go back to the roughness and edit that. Control B. Let's put the roughness back in. See what we're working with. We're gonna go back to our scratches and put this in. And non-color, you can plug that into. Actually, we're gonna make this layer separate in its mapping. So Control T again. Let's put it into the surface. Let's see. Let's make it box. In object. We're going to scale down to like 0.3, so how it looks. 0.3, 0.3. Okay. Let's add a mix. RGB. Plug this into, let's make this one and plug this one into the 2. So let's bring this all the way up. Bring this down. Plug this into 1. I mean, plug that into 2. Let's bring this down. Actually, I'm gonna put it into the surface and mix it right. So, put this into the color 1, take out the fact. I might do overlay with this. Yeah. I might do an invert. And then let's plug it into the roughness. Plug it into the surface. See how it looks. Yeah. Let's tone it down some. Okay, now let's plug it back in to the surface. All right, let that wait out a little bit. As you can see, all right here, we get that nice scratching bump. See, we got the nice bump with it. We got the nice surface imperfection right here. And yep, you see it up here too. Yeah. Let's see. Try something else. Surface, put it into overlay. Let's take it off invert. Back in the invert. Okay, let's go with that. Yeah, there we go. Then I'm going to put another color ramp, a secondary layer of control. We're going to bring up the whites, bring up the blacks, make it less rough, less reflective. Okay. Like that. So Control Alt B to exit. Put my symbols at 1000. You can also try to use denoise if you want to. So viewport. But as you can see, when you use a denoise, it really takes a while to calculate all the detail you just made. So that's one reason why I'm not using it right now. You only want to use it maybe in your final render, but still, it may block out some of the detail you put in. So no denoise. Alright, now we're going to move on to this part, okay? The wear and tear, the secondary layer. So let's go ahead and I have a file in the description. You're going to import that. Append it. So file, append, desktop. Look for the mask node or the edge detect, and let's go to node tree and the edge detect. Shift A, look for groups and edge detect group. Let's plug it to the surface. I'm going to explain it to you. So this is basically what masks are, and this is pretty much in any software. So any part where the white is showing, that's what's going to be masked in. Basically, if you plug a layer and you use this as a mask, that layer will show wherever the white is. And yeah, wherever the black is where the underneath layer, or in Photoshop, what's going to be hidden put out would be if I explained that right. But yeah, so we're just gonna up the scale. Let's bring it up a little bit, maybe 0.1. Frequency, and bringing that up to the max, and bringing some noise into it. 0.05. I like that. We can probably add something to it, so let's shift D on that surface imperfection, or we can just drag it up. And I'm just testing something right now. I've never done this. I want to see this. But yeah, point is, see how I experiment. I like what it did with the noise, so that's what I'm going to do. So now we're going to add another principal BSDF, and we're going to make the metallic all the way. Keep it white. We're going to bring this base color down some, and let's add a mix shader. And we're basically going to plug all these channels into here too, so roughness and the bump. But we're also going to bring up the anistrophic a little bit. Let's plug this into the surface. Let's plug this one into the primary shader, edge detect into the fact, so the mask. As you can see right here already, it does something. Let's plug this into the secondary. Okay, let's bring it all the way up. And as you can see, we have some nice edges. Bada boom, bada bang. And then we can make it stronger as well. Let's go to our mask, plug this in. Let's bring the edge scale up. 0.9. We can also add a color ramp onto this to control the whites and blacks. Let's plug this to the surface, and we're gonna bring the blacks. Oh wait, nope. We're gonna bring the whites down. See, if you bring the blacks up, it's going to make it less. We're going to get a stronger effect if we drag the white down. So now let's plug this into the surface, and bang. You see what that does? If we control from here. So yeah, I like that. I like that. So now I'm just going to Control B on a certain area and just let it render and see what it looks like. Alright, so that's pretty clean. We can also go back. Ooh, see how that bump is in effect? That is lovely. That is lovely. Good. I'm gonna play with the roughness again. I wanna get some more reflectiveness into it, so I'm gonna bring this all the way down. And bring the fact up, makes it more reflective. So I'm just gonna bring it up a little bit. See, and that's the point of all these control points, color ramp here. Like, we have lots of layers of control, so that's great. Yeah. Bring it down a little bit. All right. And then you can keep doing that. So say if you want a rust layer, so all you do is Shift D, make another one, and get like a rust color. And let's see, let me minimize this. Add another mix shader. Add another edge detect, so just Shift D on the edge detect. Plug this into the surface. This will act as a rust. Actually, you don't even need to do this. Go to Google, type in rust mask, and let's see. Whoa, no, rust mask texture. Okay, and DuckDuckGo, rust mask texture. Oh my goodness, bro. Okay, mask texture. I'm getting mad now. So let's do grunge overlay instead. Seamless. Okay. Bruh. Alright, let's go to CCO and just grab categories. Where's that surface imperfection at? Here we go. We're gonna go with this. Or let's see. Okay, yeah, we can go with this or whatever. Oh, 12. Let me see if I have that. Surface imperfects. Oh, 12. No, I don't. So just grab the 2K version. Alright, so now let's click on this and copy the address. Go to Blender, Shift A, image texture. We're going to use this as a mask. Open, Control V, and boom. Make it non-color. Put that into the surface. Let's plug this into an existing. No, hex, no, hex, no. That is wonky. I think it's pretty good though for some reason. Somehow it worked. Anyway. Control T, we're gonna just make it like 3, 3, 3. Let's see what else. Let's add a color ramp. And I'm gonna bring it down. Make it like really strong. Okay. You can do this with any texture. So if I was to add in, see, I have a bunch really. Three. So if something is as light as this is what I'll put a rust on. So let's see. Oh, right. So put this into the FAC. Plug this into shader 2. Plug this into shader 1. Put this to the surface. And I cannot really see it, I ain't gonna lie to you. But man, do I love that That scratch texture it really did its job. So that's where you were aiming for it, and pretty much did what you had to do, or did what you wanted to do. So okay, as you can see right here, it's showing up a little bit. So we experiment more and plug it into the surface again. See, it's not so strong. Okay, going to plug that back in. Oh, the metallic is all the way up. Yeah, bring that metallic down. It's rust. You don't need it to be metallic. Bring the anastrophic down. Keep the roughness up, like really rough. And let's see something. I want to test something. Object info. That's not what I was looking for. Geometry node. Yep, geometry. And I want to test position. I'm really just wasting time for the tutorial, I ain't gonna lie to you, but the pointiness is what we're looking for. Put the color ramp on this. This might be completely wrong. We might not do anything with this, but the point is that we're experimenting. So yep, nothing really. I'm going to add back a different one, so let's go back to what CCO gave us. Oh, 8. That's the one we just used. 03. What do I have on 03? 12. I don't know, it seems like this is a better texture for rust anyway. Mask, better mask for rust. Yeah, there we go. I guess it was texture. So say if you want to lighten up on that, we can bring it down, bring it up. Yeah, there you go. So that's if you want to add some rust to it. And usually with rust, if it's rusty, you want to make it very rough on the base material. So go back to your base material. You'd want to bring this back down a lot since it's rusty, but I'm going to bring it up. I'm not really going to use the rust. So yeah, I just want to keep it light. Maybe even bring the black up. I barely want any rust into it. Oh, whoops. It's the mask. Bring the whiteness down because that's what it shows. Where it's white, it shows. So yeah. Okay. Alright. So I'm going to do a little test render. Just let me go to my render and make it like 1200 and render. So again, you can apply this to any image. I mean any image, any morph. Now as you can see, we turned this morph into a kind of like completely better looking, better eye appealing model. Okay, so this is what you do when you're like in bad luck. They don't give you textures to use or a good morph to use, etc. You just slap this method on there and you're good. So now when doing this to the rest, it's very simple. All you do is, let's go to shader editor again, render mode, and let's see, you basically copy all this over. Simple as that. and you just change this color. So let's go here. Let's delete this. Let's go back to this, and we could probably organize this some, I guess. Delete. We can minimize. We can minimize because we're not really editing anything here. It still looks wonky though. So yeah, let's Control C. Go here, Control V. And all we're gonna do is edit that original. This right here, make it red. Maybe bring it up some. And you can like switch it up some by playing with the noise scale. Where is it? Right here. Yep. 2. Yep, see, and it's less effect, it's less an effect. It's more understandable. And we can just copy this over. So select one material, press the other one, Control L, and that links it. What? That didn't seem to work. Anyway, same thing here. So select this, and Control V, and let's just copy this base color. Maybe make it darker. Delete, and plug this into here. And we could even just bring the whole thing down, or just have it less of an effect, and really bring the roughness up. Really bring the roughness up on this part. Oh yeah, make sure you adjust all your specular levels. When you import a model, the specular is usually very low. Yeah. I'm gonna bring it up some. Okay. I'm gonna bring this down a lot, like 0.2. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go. And you can just delete that or whatever you're not planning to use. So you can really just copy everything over. So yeah. And as you can see, it's very metallic, very robotic, and just copy it over again. So select this, Control V, make this same color as that, and delete the original. Plug that into the surface. Oh, for some reason our specular isn't up. Ooh, we gotta fix that. Yeah. Bring the specular up on your original model. Bring the specular up here. Bring the metallic all the way up. And again, we're going to, oh whoops, select these, then select these, this, and then the last one, and Control L, materials. And really gonna bring down this again to like 0.1 because I want this very low, and I don't want any rust on that part. So now all we have to do is just give it a render, and then we're done. So yeah, that's really it for the tutorial. That's how you transform the model. Then when you render it out, and that right there will be your final result. Thank you for watching, and make sure you like and sub and join my Discord if you want the scene file or anything else really. Need some help, just go there. Anyway, I'm out. Peace.